Hello, friends. I'm here. Oh, I keep forgetting that I should be moving my mic here. Thanks to Squanchy for pointing that out for me. That I sound a bit better if I bring my microphone over. Hello. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whatever time zone you're in. It's Canada Day here in Canada. It's the 1st of July everywhere else, I guess, unless maybe somewhere it's the 2nd of July. It's Canada Day here. Happy Canada Day. My husband streamed for 20 hours yesterday. He's currently passed out in bed, recovering from that. They raised over $1,000 for charity during their big charity drive yesterday. So that's exciting. My understanding is it started as a 12-hour stream. It capped out at a 24-hour stream. But I think one of the guys may have fallen asleep or started falling asleep on camera. So they wrapped up after 20 hours. They're going to do the last 5 on Sunday. Hey, Roaming Witch, how are you? We didn't get to talk much yesterday. Have you cleansed yourself of sand? Also, I apologize if I need some kind of extra break later on in the stream. We are dealing with, I've mentioned this on a couple streams, but we are dealing with a busted AC unit, and it is supposed to be hot today. Yesterday actually ended up being gorgeous all day, even though it was a little hot in the afternoon. There was a breeze. It was beautiful. I was able to just leave the windows open all day. This morning, I've already battened down the hatches. There was no air moving. I closed up all the windows. I've closed up all the blinds. Can't do much about the skylight in the center of the house. So I may, if we descend into like the 7th pit of hell or something a little later in the stream, I've been flashing this on stream too. I have this boy that was loaned to us by the company who's replacing our AC next week. And I'll just need to go into BRB mode long enough to actually set that up and get it going. I have no idea how loud it will be, so I'm hoping I won't need it until after stream. But if it starts to get dire in here, if I start to think that my computer needs the air, because I'm actually in many ways more worried about my computer than me, then I'll just go into BRB, flip that on, and hopefully it won't be too loud. Back at the sanding again this morning. Oh no! Did you at least like get a break from it last night? I assume you like showered before you went to bed or whatever. Or whatever. I don't know why I said or whatever. I don't know what the or whatever part of that sentence would be. I don't know. Maybe you're a vampire. I'm not judging. Back at the sanding again this morning, just as dusty and filthy, but it's coming along really well today, so I can't complain. I didn't get to ask you, what are you sanding? I assume it's guitar related. But I don't know much of that process. So yeah, here I am. It has been, honestly, it has been such a weird week, and I don't even know. I'm gonna try my hardest to do this prompt on stream today and to do the productivity thing. But I'm expecting that it might be a little bit bigger of a fight than usual. I mean, I say that. Maybe once I get into the words, my brain will just switch gears. That would be nice. But it's been such a weird week because I took Monday and Tuesday off. So Wednesday felt like Monday. So it simultaneously feels like the middle of the week and the end of the week today. So there's that. But also ghosted that 20-hour stream yesterday, so like I haven't really seen much of him aside from like fits and spurts. Fox Rider, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How are you? What are you up to? So yeah, basically just haven't seen my husband in almost a full day, and I have no idea when he's gonna wake up. I assume he'll probably wake up around lunchtime because he'll get hungry. But like everything the past few days has been about just trying to keep the house cool without any way of cooling it down, right? So and today and tomorrow are going to be super hot. So my brain is just like in control mode. Just dropping a follow because I want to follow every writer on Twitch. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to be actually writing today. Words have not started yet. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that once we do the first sprint, it's going to go well. My brain has two modes right now. One is like ultra productive because then I don't have to think about my other problems. And the other is, nope, you're screwed. And so we're either going to have like a super great word flow today, or it's going to be one of those days where I'm like, God damn it, just be a sentence. So I'll get back to you, Fox Writer. I'm going to be working on a short today, so this isn't like a novel or anything. I'm hoping that will help like free my brain, because I definitely hit that productivity wall last night. The prompt for today is, I don't think the full thing fit because I wanted to put Canada Day in the title, but it is fingers grasp a warm mug as steam rolls into the chilled air. And unlike some of the other prompts that I've done for this project, I do actually have a plan for this one. So again, fingers crossed that words are going to be good to me today. Definitely took a shower last night. I'm currently building a guitar. I don't know what my lips said first, and I have the whole box glued up, sanding the sides flat. Interesting. That to me, that is awesome, because like I have seen finished guitars and held finished guitars and played finished guitars, but I know nothing about the building process. But they're gorgeous when they're finished. Like, I have always regarded most instruments as works of art because there's a lot that goes into building them, especially like nowadays. Even though they're woodwinds, we make flutes and stuff out of metal. But guitars are still largely, if it's an acoustic guitar, it's still made from wood, right? So it's a work of art as much as it creates art. Perks up at the words writing prompt. Yeah, so on Thursdays and Fridays, depending on the week, I usually do a prompt that will eventually get posted on my blog. I should actually, oh yeah, hang on. Twitter, I forgot to tweet that I'm live. What is my brain today? It's just... Let's not so stealthily tweet here quickly. Whoops. OMG. All right, I got super excited. So this is my blog. And as you can see, every other week I post, every other week I post my thoughts. So like, here's one about tea that I've been drinking for the last year. But every other week I post short, free fiction on my blog. Sorry, I have to blow my nose. Just give me 1 second here. I'll give you a cute Dahmerin to look at. Peter? What if out of nowhere, Peter? Peter, hello, how are you? I'm super happy to see you. As your writer, I feel like I have to ask 2 very important questions. Are you aware of Game of Tones? Are you taking hand breaks and keeping hydrated? Hang on, let me blow my nose. I am aware of Game of Tones. I haven't participated yet. I'm hoping that I will get to do it this year. I sort of came into it, like I sort of came upon it in the middle last year and didn't really know much about it. But Sable, I think it's Sable Aradia, she is actually, for NaNoWriMo, she is actually one of the local, I forget what they call them, but she's sort of like the coordinator in charge of my area, which is kind of actually how I ended up being on Twitch in the first place. But I sort of found out about Game of Tones through her, and I've watched several of her streams where she's explained kind of the process of how it works. I don't know. I guess if I'm gonna do it, I have to choose like what house to join. So, but I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to do it this year. Tourney of Tales is running now if you're interested. Join the self-care mafia. Maybe. I guess today would be a good day to decide if I'm gonna do that. I feel like my word counts are gonna be ultra low this month though, because I'm editing. But maybe that's not maybe it's not so much the word counts. How are you doing? Are you okay? How come sniffs and nose blowing? Sniffs and nose blowing, just normal, actually. I'm always a little bit sniffly in the morning. So no worries there. I'm doing pretty good. It's hot today. It's gonna be hotter today than it was yesterday, so I'm just kind of battening down the hatches against the heat. I've already said I might have to, like, go AFK long enough to put the portable air conditioner in, and hopefully it won't be, like, as loud as a train engine. I don't know. If you like, I can show some progress pictures in the Discord. Please do! Please do! I would love to see the progress pictures. Oh, fuck, that starts today. Yeah, it's a new month. That snuck up on me, too. Well, which house are you in, Roaming Witch? Are you in the Self-Care Mafia? No one actually cares about word counts. It's about community and friendly rivalry. Okay. Well, I'll see if I can hop on that train. Happy Canada Day ? Yes, Happy Canada Day. It is Canada's Day of Independence today. Things ain't been all green in the duh. I mean, things have been better in the duh than they've been somewhere else. So let's just say I'm glad I live here. I haven't decided which house I'd choose. Something different every game. Oh, so do you, like, I assumed that, like, once you join a house, you're there forever. But can you, like, change houses every game? Tell me. Clearly, I'm still a little bit new to the whole concept. What was I saying? Yes, blog. I post prompts on my blog, and at the beginning of the year, I realized that I do roughly half blog posts and half prompts or shorts every year, and it adds up to roughly 22 stories in 2022. So I started that project. As you can see, the fourth one is currently live on my blog. I write all of these on stream. There's links to the YouTube VODs, where you can actually watch me bumble through putting each of these together. I don't upload all of my novel stuff to YouTube, but I do upload the shorts and stuff. Sorry, I'm gonna be very yellow today because there's no natural light in my room because I'm trying to keep it cool, or merely warm. So not all of the prompts will be posted in 2022. Some of them will end up being posted in 2023 just because of how my blog buffer works. But they'll all be written in 2022. We're a little over halfway. We're at story number 13 today. And I've mostly found the prompts online. Some of them were related to the 31 stories in 31 days from back in January. And some of them are just like fun things that I've found on the internet that I think will be cool. Some of them are prompts that I are the type of prompts that I normally do, and some are the type of prompts that I don't normally do. So it's been really interesting, really fun. I set a couple of rules for myself. I've broken most of them because, of course, rules. They're more like guidelines than rules. But I'm basically trying to fit them into the multiverse in which my novels take place. So I'm trying to make sure they're all canon stories. And I'm trying to avoid my main characters. A couple of them have cropped up because cool ideas. But, you know, you gotta write what's cool. Join Team Apis. Every month you can choose a new house. Oh, in November you can pick a new house every week. But in April and July you pick one house and stick to it. I see. You can also do things like join unaffiliated areas where you can sell words for charity. That sounds amazing. So is that basically like, if you're unaffiliated, like the houses that are behind in words can like buy your word count to catch up? Is that like how that works? What's the currency of selling my word count? I'm very curious about this. Because I know basically what Game of Tomes is, but I don't know like all of the like intricacies of it yet because I haven't actually done one, and I'm very curious because I know Sable was saying that like it started out as a small thing, but it's grown like this its own lore, and I'm really interested every time I learn new lore. The first Game of Tomes I was part of House Fellis. The tourney of tomes in April, I was House Mollusca. See, House Mollusca is the one I was thinking about because aren't they the octopus? Look. Okay, we all know where my loves are. Oh, you can see the squid behind me too. But I guess there are other factors involved too, right? Rules are made to be broken. So are the necks of my enemies. Exactly. Shy Revenge, hello. How are you? Are you feeling better? OMG purple. Oh, I hear Ghost Pepper awake. Hang on. It can be anything, honestly. Writer Greg does bits. Oh, so he actually sells his words for bits. But I know some people will sell like 1,000 words for $5 to $10 donations. There's rules and such for donations specifically, but I don't know them. You'd have to talk to Greg or Sable. Oh, okay. So you're actually selling it for like actual currency. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to pop by, because I'm in a couple people's Discords. I'm way behind on everything because AC busted in house, very hot summer. But yeah, I'll have to pop by the Discord and see if I can get involved. Because I know Sable said it's good to do the tourney first because it's a little simpler and a little less complicated. Happy to announce that I found my flow. Janine, hello! Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Let me see if I can type today. How did your stream go? Shy Revenge, I'm so glad to hear that you found your flow. I know you were fighting for every word yesterday, so it's good that the flow is back. Pictures are up in the I Made This channel. Oh my goodness, that is so gorgeous. I hear Mr. Pepper moving around. I've never seen like the inside part of a guitar before. This is so cool. I'll have to go on your Instagram and look at the videos because I think it's so cool. Orphic Muse, hello. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming over on the raid. Greg does it auction style. He'll write for sprint and then auction off the words. Whoever gets the most votes wins and gets the words. A lot of folks will donate their words to the auction too, so there's lots of ways to make it work. Join Team Apis. I will certainly look into it, Foxrider. Thank you. I appreciate the extra details and also the reminder that it's happening this month, because even though theoretically my brain knows that it's now July, I don't think I've fully caught up to the fact that it's a new month now. 650 words yesterday, only need 485. Shy Revenge, you can do it. I believe in you. Forgot until yesterday I was not prepared for anything this month. I know there have been some people in my stream chat who have been planning for Camp Nano like a lot this month. So again, like theoretically I knew it was coming, but then when it arrives, it's like, oh yeah, it's happening now. It's no longer theoretical. Went over 4 hours today. Nice! Finished my chapter and planned a few more chapters as well. Got exhausted toward the end, so ended. Always good to take a break when you feel tired. Oh, right. I never answered your second question, Fox. I am hydrating. I've got extra water here today because it's going to be hot in my house. We might be streaming from the 7th pit of hell by the time we finish this prompt. And I do take hand breaks. I actually had a brief brush with... Oh, I'll hydrate. Do you want coffee or water, Peter? Do you care? I'll drink from Ursula now, but if you want me to go back to the water, I'll go back to the water. I actually had a brief brush with cubital tunnel syndrome, which is like the little brother of carpal tunnel syndrome, where these two fingers on my left hand went numb for most of a year. So I learned pretty much the hard way that 1, I needed a more ergonomic workspace, and 2, you can't type for 14 hours a day. You can try, but it's bad. So I take much better care of myself now. I owe that in part to my husband and some good friends of mine who always get on my case about making sure that I don't work too hard and that I take breaks and that I walk away from my keyboard. So I do try to take care of myself and my writing bits so that I can continue to write a long time forward. And we've talked about the importance of breaks on this stream before, but those stretch breaks, moving your hands, getting your arms like into natural, comfortable positions, those are important, more important than I think anybody realizes, because once you start going down the path of repetitive strain injury, it can be actually very hard. It took most of a year for me to get rid of mine, and I still sometimes, if I have a really bad day, like if I have a day where I push a bit too hard, it starts to come back. I was able to fix mine with lifestyle, but some people need surgery if it gets bad enough. So take care of your arms and hands. They're your artistic tools and you need them. So take care of them. That's my spiel. Whichever you prefer, dealer's choice. Cheers, Peter. I'll give you an extra. Camp Nano, a word anvil, the tourney, and a For the Words events. There's so much happening this month. Foxwriter, you are very busy. I had NSTY flare of carpal tunnel about 4 years ago, and I've almost recovered. Many, many hand stretches. Yes. It takes so long to recover. It really does. And I didn't know when it first started happening to me, I didn't know what it was, right? I really didn't have an idea of repetitive strain injuries. And so it started to actually happen in my right hand too, before I finally went to my doctor and I was like, "What's up?" And she was like, "Yeah, no, this could spread." She basically said that I could also get carpal tunnel if I kept up, that it could, basically my whole hand would start going numb. And she said things like, be careful about leaning, make sure that, like, I have a keyboard tray now. I used to keep my keyboard up a bit higher on my desk so my arms were tilting, and that was putting strain on my elbow, right? So things like that, like ergonomic workspace, make sure that you're not leaning too hard on your elbows, like, which is a thing that we have a tendency to do without kind of realizing it. I iced my elbow a lot, like alternated icing it. It was hard, but it made me realize that I was pushing myself really hard too, right? And I needed to take care of me, and not just with not typing 14 hours a day, but I've started eating better. I've started exercising more. Like, I have realized that, I'm not 20 anymore, so I can't just do whatever and be fine. But that said, like, having kind of had that realization and made those changes in my life, I'm much happier, I'm much healthier. I cope with, certain things much better. And it makes me feel younger. Like, I had a hot moment where I was like, wow, this is what being old feels like, but it wasn't so much that. It was just that I was eating things that were hurting my body, and I was pushing myself too hard and not taking care of myself. And suddenly, it's not even necessarily about being a health nut, but when you start doing those things that actually make your body feel good, it turns out your body feels better. Kai, hello, how are you? I tried Camp Nano a few years ago, and I made it like 2 days before I got overwhelmed and tapped out. I mean, that's okay, Peter. I think people look at the monthly goals for Nano and Camp Nano and get a little freaked out by the high numbers. They try to break it down for you into a number of words per day, which is easier to tackle, like if you look at the daily word count. And I know that sometimes if people get a little bit behind, they sort of freak out by the next number being higher. I would say the most important thing about Nano isn't necessarily hitting the final word count, but it's about teaching yourself to make a writing habit, right? About teaching yourself to write a certain number of times a week, or to write a little bit every day, or whatever. So I would say if you ever try to participate in something like that again, don't worry too much about the words. Worry more about like the habit, because I think that's kind of what it's about. It's about trying to build a writing habit, trying to look at things from a perspective of, if I do a little bit each day, it adds up to a lot. I feel that about the "you're not 20 anymore, take care of yourself." Oh man, Orphic Muse. Like, what happened to me too was, I started trying to eat healthier, and suddenly I was feeling like worse. Like, I had terrible back cramps, and I had all this brain fog, and I was like, maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe this is what like getting old just feels like. And then I realized that I was lactose intolerant, and I probably have been my whole life. But when I was younger, I guess my body processed it more easily, like processed dairy to a certain extent. And suddenly when I sort of look back over my life, I'm like, oh yeah, all the times that happened, that was because I ate this dairy or that dairy. And I'm like, oh yeah. So suddenly I stopped eating dairy, and I felt like 10 years younger, and I was like, all right. But yeah, it makes a huge difference. Like, and it can be hard. It can be hard to change those habits or let go of things that you know, enjoy indulging in because they hurt your stomach and you can't actually digest them. But once you start to feel that change in like your energy level, I think it makes a big difference. I prefer camp compared to November. I've never actually done Orphic Muse. Thank you so much for the follow. I've never actually done the camp nanos, so I'm not entirely sure how they differ. But I also, like, 50K in a month is almost nothing for me. I shouldn't say almost nothing. I mean, I do 50K in a month quite often. So for me, it's not really, I have that writing habit. It's not really that hard for me to do it. So I tend to try and look at like things like Camp Nano and NaNoWriMo from a different perspective, right? It's not, to me, it's more about keeping motivated on a project rather than the word count. And if looking at that word counter freaks you out, I highly recommend just sort of breaking it down in your own way and tracking it in your own way, that because you don't want to freak your brain out. If you're panicking, you're not going to be creative, right? 50K is a big goal for a new writer. It is. And I do NaNoWriMo these days without problems, but I failed my first like 6 tries. I did NaNoWriMo several times before the website came around, or at least before I was aware of the website, and I failed many, many, many times. So I think until you have a writing habit, it can be really daunting to write 50K at a consistent pace. Any word written is a win, absolutely. Nano is a personal challenge, and maybe you can only do 10 or 5K, but that's still more than 0, and that's an accomplishment. It is, and you should celebrate every accomplishment. Camp Nano is a self-set goal. That makes sense. Lomi, hello! How many Camp Nano events are there now? Well, we were just talking about Game of Tomes, which is doing Attorney. this month. I'm gonna have to shut up soon and do productivity, I know. But my brain is like, enjoy the conversation. So I'm giving myself a chance to sip some coffee before we settle into the wording here. Also, hi, Lomi. April and July are the camps, and NaNoWriMo in November. NaNoWriMo is short for National Novel Writing Month, which is in November. That's true. I guess I should have said the full... I've been saying NaNoWriMo this whole time, and I was like, oh yeah, I should expand it. They added on Camp Nano for people who want the challenge on a different month. Not everyone has time in November. That's true. One of the benefits... Sorry, I have to blow my nose again. One of the benefits of living in Canada is that our Thanksgiving is in October. So many people have that big family event where it's really hard to escape from family time and do writing in November. But ours is in October. Ours is in the beginning of October, actually. I think it's usually like the second Monday. So that also has, I found, made it a bit easier for me to do NaNoWriMo because... there's a little less going on. There's still a lot going on. I mean, November is a busy time of year. But there's that one less big event that makes it just easier. Okay, so I did mention we're doing a prompt today. We're doing one of my 22 stories in 2022. I do like to talk a little bit about like the concept that I'm going with. Let me drop the, whoops, that's going to be the wrong thing. Let me drop the link before it opens up the back end. For my blog, if anyone wants to check out all of the prompts that I write during this project do eventually go up on my blog, and there are links to the YouTube VODs as well. You can see here. If you want to see this craziness, it's pretty much the same. I blabber about the concept and other things for a while, and then I eventually shut up and do some clicky clackies. So today's prompt, just for anyone who missed it, is fingers grasp a warm mug as steam rolls into the chilled air. And I actually really liked this prompt because it instantly evokes like a vivid picture for me, possibly because this is something I've done in the real world. I've been Nickelnot, hello, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? I'm about to talk about what I'm writing today. Actually, we're going to be doing a writing prompt. I like prompts. I personally find them easier to write and start with. Yeah, well, anyone can feel free to use the prompts that I've been using for this project. I found them online anyway. And if you want to join me writing a prompt today, Peter, please feel free. The Rhetoric Rating. Hello, Raiders. Welcome, welcome. Did I spell that right? I did, but I didn't put a space. Hang on. I can type until I have to do a shout out, and then my fingers are like, no. Welcome. How was your stream? What were you writing today? Gotta get back to writing. I'm only 1K away from my daily goal, and then I can start getting ahead. Nice. It was great to meet you, and I hope to see you in Game of Tomes if you feel like you have the time. Well, thank you so much, Foxwriter, for catching me up. I will try to get involved, hopefully this month, but if not, definitely for November. And I really appreciate chatting with you. We're gonna be writing here in a few minutes as well. My day is going well so far. Novasaurus, hello, welcome. What are you up to? I know you literally just said it and advised, can you please remind me what the prompt is? It's not on the website, but here, let me actually just type it on screen so you can see it. I'll make this big for a minute here. This is the prompt that we're doing today. And I like this prompt because, like I was saying, it kind of evokes an instant image for me. Like, a cold day and you're like putting your arms around your hands around the mug to warm them. Like we've done this at the ski lodge, or we actually have done like bonfires outside on like chilly winter days. Like, so with snow all around and you're just kind of sitting around the bonfire, grasping a mug. Things like that. Like it instantly just paints a picture for me and brings tons of pictures to mind. So I actually had a plethora of choice for what characters I wanted to use for this. And I'm actually going to tie this one in with my Celestial Serenade because I haven't done a prompt that ties in with that just yet. And I have a really good idea for where this like specific type of evocative image would fit in the timeline for that series. This prompt is actually, for anyone, since these books are actually out, for anyone who has read or looked into them, this prompt is going to take place between books 1 and 2, right? So quite early in the series. And it's going to be featuring Sallis, one of the prominent characters from that book. And I just have a really vivid image of what I want to write. So I'm excited to actually dig into it. B Rhetoric, thank you so much for the follow. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Please let me know if I'm getting mixed up by the way the the words are. Sometimes when I look at names, my brain breaks them up differently than they're supposed to be broken up. A mug of tea or coffee. Exactly. Mine's going to be a mug of coffee because it actually, for this particular setting, it's going to be relevant that it's coffee. But it's so, yeah, I think that everyone can just really connect with that image of like, because I mean, right now I have a hot mug sitting in front of me. I can very easily, put my hands around it to warm them. And not that I want to because it's hot today, but we were just talking about Twitch Writers Campfire in July. Oh, nice. When do you know when/where that will be happening? Yesterday I had to tackle 485 words, but I smashed it with 650. Nice. Like tea, Nickel Knot? I love tea. What's your favorite type of tea? We actually go on tea talking tangents all the time on this stream, so look forward to that. I should get tea. That may help. Yes, get tea. I'm actually going to pop AFK super quick, just like 1 minute, because my husband did a 20-hour stream yesterday and I've heard that he's moving around the house and I just want to say hey to him and make sure he's probably a little bit groggy. And I'm gonna just refresh my coffee a bit so that once I get into the flow here, we can hopefully do a couple of sprints in quick succession. Autumn Queen, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? We're doing 20-minute sprints today. We've been doing 30 for editing, but I like to do 20-minute sprints for writing because if I can kick my brain into a high enough gear, 20 minutes is about how long it takes me to write roughly 1,000 words. Now, I probably won't do that in the first sprint because I am very cobwebby today, but we'll see. So probably what I'll do is I'll just pop AFK here quick, and then we'll probably try to do 2 sprints in fairly quick succession. Ghost Pepper, I was just gonna come AFK and say hey to you. How are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling post 20-hour stream? Idea forming still. We'll let you know. Please do. I would love to be part of a Twitch campfire. Not 2K in a sprint, 1K. In 20 minutes, I can write roughly 1,000 words if my brain hits the zone. Usually I end up anywhere between 500 and 1,000, depending on how it goes. But I chose 20 minutes as the length of the sprint for that reason, because it kind of, it kicks me into that high gear more often. But it's still, you know how it is with writing, right? Some sprints are going to be amazing and some sprints are going to be like, well, those were words maybe. It takes me an hour to write 400 words. I mean, Roaming Witch, I've been practicing for a while. And even sometimes I have days where it takes me 4 hours to write, you know, 100 or 1,000 words. So it's not always easy. Stenography is beneficial for story writers. Ooh, absolutely. Halo Banshee, hello. You slipped in there. I didn't see you. Just making sure I've said hi to everybody before I pop AFK quick. Oh, is this what you're working on at the moment? Oh, okay. This is what I'm planning. All right, I'm gonna do what I said because otherwise I'm gonna go on another tangent. So I'm gonna pop AFK 2 minutes, gonna go say morning to the hubs man. And then I didn't stealth well enough. I'm gonna do those when I get back, Halo. They'll be first thing when we pop back in from BRB. I'm back. I promised a stretch. I'm so sorry about the fact that my camera keeps going yellow, guys. I promise I'm not, like, in the desert or on the sun, although it's gonna feel like I'm on the sun at some point here. Oh my goodness. Got some hand stretches and a hydrate from Halo. Thank you for taking care of the streamer. Thank you, Shy Revenge. Stenography is, the stenographer is like the person in the background of like a court or legal case or whatever who types up everything as people are talking. I've always wondered if I could do that, actually. I've never tried, but I've always wondered if I could type fast enough, like if I could retain the information fast enough. Started writing before timer? Don't be sorry, Shy Revenge. You're 100% welcome to start on your own time. If those words are flowing, do not stop on my account. I'm gonna put this back to size 12. Working on supernatural romance fantasy thriller. Ooh, interesting. Evergrey, an orphan on the streets upon town that goes by the name of Bellamy. Just skimming over this here quick. Town has an army of people to go out into the town to try and find secrets. When the secrets are found, there would be something bad happening. Ooh. This sounds cool. I hope your planning is going well, Autumn Queen. Obviously, you should set whatever goal feels good for you. Don't think I could. I lose track of what I'm thinking as I'm trying to write out the ideas. I know, I feel like part of stenography, the challenge would be keeping track of what was said while you're typing it and people are still talking, right? Because it's not just about speed, it's also about retention. But man, it is a good skill for a writer to have, for sure. I could type fast enough, my ADHD would go, ooh, a bird went by the window, what kind is it, and lose half the day. Right? Like, I'm worried that I would be so focused on what I'm typing that I would lose lines in between, right? Gonna be lurking a bit if I don't come back before the end. Have a good one. You too, Roaming Witch. Good luck with that guitar. I'm super excited to go on your Instagram and see more of it. Who is the protagonist? Is that directed at me, Nickelnot, or at Autumn Queen? Alright, I'm gonna get quiet here. I don't mute my microphone during sprints. I probably should, but I won't be as talkative. I do try to catch up on chat afterwards, but please feel free to keep talking with each other while the sprint timer is going. I think I know what image I want to start with, so that's good. I went Canadian there for a second. I haven't spelled color with a U in it in so long. I'm missing something. Tudor Makes Comics, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna be a little bit quiet during the sprint, but let me know how you're doing and what you're up to. Have you trying to tell me to get off Twitch since it's a distraction? No, we are working now. No more distractions. Hey Laurel, how are you? Ten Noggin, welcome, welcome. I love your name. How are you? What are you up to? Came with a raid. Well, thank you for coming over on the raid. Found your channel looking for other writers via the writing hashtag. Well, I'm glad you found me. Feel free to let me know what you're working on in chat. I'll be a little bit quiet while the sprint timer is running, but I will catch up in between. Gonna grab some tea and maybe take a steamy shower. Enjoy, Novosaurus Rex! I'm doing pretty good, Laurel. Trying to avoid the heat. But aside from that, doing pretty good. Hoping these words are gonna flow for me. Seems to be going well so far. Ears were bugging me, so I went to go clean them and noticed how dirty my earbuds were, so cleaned them too. It's easy to lose track of that kind of stuff, though. I don't think we think about it that often. Shook at how well my new mystery work in progress is going, but that's good that it's going well. Spontaneous projects never go well for me. Fingers crossed that it keeps going well. Word flow is the best. Oh, I never even saved this. Well, that's not good. Usually I obsessively save every 3 seconds. Actually gonna play the space music again because I wanna. I wish OneNote had an easy way to see word count too. I used to have a plugin that would count my words in OneNote, but it stopped working, and I'm not happy about it. Bot needs new command, save your work. I totally should make that a command, Shy Revenge. I will try to remember to do that after stream. Normally, I'm really careful about that. I open the document, I save it before I even go live, so I'm definitely a bit in cobweb mode today. I use One-tastic free version, but tempted to make the investment of buying it. Oh, I haven't heard of One-tastic. Interesting. That's why I love Wattpad. It gives you a word count. Yeah, I mean, Word does that too. It's just OneNote is like the program that I use for all my notes and stuff. And it's really handy because of the way it makes everything a note that you can just move around. But I kind of have to copy everything into a Word document to get the word count, which is a little bit annoying. Cheat and slip one more sentence in here so I don't forget it. Alright, so that was 762 for a first sprint. Like I said, not 1,000, but pretty decent considering. Mueller Steffi, thank you for the follow. Please let me know if I pronounced your name wrong. Welcome to the stream. How are you? What are you up to? Back had to take a bath and take care of a few things. Welcome back, Janine. I hope you enjoyed the bath, and I hope that it helped, because I know you said that you were feeling a bit exhausted after stream, so I hope you feel rejuvenated. I like how OneNote is like a binder setup, and I can use it across all my devices. Yeah, exactly. Like, I definitely don't write novels or anything in OneNote, but I like... It feels like a notebook, right? It feels like the functions of it and the way it's set up are designed to let me easily take and navigate notes. I used to do a lot of the same stuff with Word, and it was just harder to traverse. I like OneNote having the tabs and stuff. But I have said I'm probably going to have to push this back a little bit because my schedule has become quite wild for the second half of the year. But I'm going to try NovelPad at some point and see, because it has a similar note function, and it actually lets you like call up places and characters that you've written like in your manuscript. So I'm interested to give that a try and see if I like it, because that is something I can't do with OneNote. Is it's not attached to my manuscript in any way, so if I need to search my manuscript for something, I have to do that manually. Earlier, I managed 46 words, but researching into pro version of One-tastic. Well, let me know what you find out, Shy Revenge. I use the Notes app on my phone for writing down lists or notes, but everyone's got their own methods. Exactly, right? I switched to OneNote because it felt like everything else that I was using was just becoming, like, what's the word? Like, disorganized. Like, it was too much. There was too much for that program to handle, and OneNote is the only thing I've found so far that has allowed me to basically, like, to not feel like it's a massive pain in the ass to use, essentially. But everyone finds things that they like, that work for them, and that's the important thing, is to find the method and the program that works for you. I keep my journal stories and current project in it. Yeah! The pro version is only $15 a year. Interesting. Yeah, I use a super old version of Word because I don't want to I don't want to pay for Office 360 or anything like that. But I got this back when I was a student. I was an IT student, so we got, like, the Word suite. It's Word 2007, but, like, it's the one that was given to me. It has all the programs. It works really well, so I just kind of stick with it. I will use a program until it stops working, so that's me. Wordflow is indeed the best. I got, like, 200 plus words this morning, and it felt so good. Nice, Laurel! Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Just a reminder to save your work. Again, because I'm seeing Shy Revenge's reminder to save your work. 17 words, 2 lines. Nice. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. While I was writing, if I did miss something and I didn't catch up on it after the sprint, please feel free to repeat at me, so that I see it. No problem there. I used OneNote 2016. Yeah, I've used the newer version because I know that it's like the one thing that you can get for free. But I just like the way the older version looks. Mueller Steffi, hi, how are you? What are you up to today? Figured out a lot about my story today. I'm sure I can finish the story this month. Nice! Finishing feels great. Always feels great. I actually, while I was taking a break because I actually took the end of last week and the beginning of this week off, I spent a lot of time looking at the calendar, counting, work slots and days, and trying to, like, organize how I can cram everything that I want to do in the second half of the year into the second half of the year. It's going to be tight, and I might not get through all of it, but I at least have an idea of, like, where all of my major projects are going to fit. Oh my goodness, why can't I talk today? And I think we're going to be finishing up the Aravalia Chronicles Beast Wicked Gleam about mid-August, and then hopefully that's when I'm going to start the other project. that I've been talking about, Everyone's Child, where I'm actually going to outline that on stream and like do the world building and some of that stuff on stream. And I'll also be reading the first couple chapters of the Aravalia Chronicles on stream as well, because I'm going to be polishing that. And it'll be a chance for you guys to see, get a little preview of the beginning of that book. I won't be able to edit much of that one on stream because, firstly, I do my polishing passes out loud. So that would be a little weird. But also, because it's going to be getting close to publication soon. But I think it would be cool to give you guys a preview of it. But man, like, my schedule is insane for the rest of the year. Woof! Hello! Anton, yes, Anton and Salas are in this scene that we are working on today. The prompt is, what was the prompt? Fingers grasp a warm mug as steam rolls into the chilled air. So that was kind of the image that we started with. And we are writing something that takes place between the first and second books of the Celestial Serenade. Can't use one tastic with the newest version of OneNote. Interesting. Want to write a little bit in a new writing project? Ooh, that sounds awesome. We will be doing another writing sprint here in a few minutes. I did promise that we'd do them in fairly quick succession because I yammered a lot at the beginning of the stream. So if you're feeling in the writing mood, we will be doing some joint writing here soon. OMG, trying to speak, right? I never get over the fact that, like, I can sit down and write this gorgeous sentence and it's absolutely beautiful, and then I open my mouth to say just like a normal everyday something, and what comes out is like bleep bloop blop, and people look at me like, you're a writer? How? You can't even say actual words. My sweet buddy bros, right? I figured you would like the fact that this one had Salas. Hey, the real salties. I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to keep a little bit cool in a house that's gonna get super hot. I prefer to think of my house today as an elevator, which is slowly descending the levels of hell. Right now it's not bad. It's probably at, you know, like level 1, but we're gonna hit 7, 8 by the end of the day. So for anyone who's missed the last few streams or the beginning of this stream, our AC unit is busted, and it's supposed to get pretty much to 30 degrees today, Celsius. So, RIP comfort in this house, but I do have a portable unit that I can now plug in if it gets super hot in my office, to at least keep my computer from, like, exploding. And me also, but, you know. But aside from that, aside from trying to keep out of the heat, I'm doing pretty good. I'm really happy with how this scene is going so far. I had to make a last minute change because I remembered that in the particular universe I'm writing about, paper isn't really a thing. They do everything digitally. And I started writing about a packet of papers and I was like, wait a minute, they wouldn't have paper. But luckily I caught it before I wrote like the whole scene. So I only had to change like 2 sentences. A warm mug is not what I need today. It's like 90 degrees. I know, right? But I still need to have my hot cup of coffee in the morning, like seriously. Please drink plenty of fluids. Yes, I have water and coffee with me today. Halo Banshee would be so proud to keep cool as it starts to get hotter. Leader, hello. Just make it say a packet of iPads. Why would he have the iPads one right under the other, though? Why wouldn't he just scroll on the screen? Like, come on. Save your work, indeed. Hit that save button. I get that. I stumble over my words when speaking and can try to be a writer. Right? Like, I feel like I just use all of my word power on the writing, right? All of my good words go on the page, and then when I try to talk to people, I'm like, and my husband can attest to this. When I try to talk out loud, I'm like, you know, the thing, put it on the other thing. And he just looks at me like, you've referred to 2 things as things. I don't know which one is which. And I'm just like, you know, the thing, put it with the other thing. He's like, my God, woman. Squanchy, hello. I know good words. I know you do. Good words are great. All of my good words seem to not exist. I mean, you know, sometimes good words are just locked in your brain and it's hard to get them to go to somewhere else. Brains and the rest of your body, they don't always communicate as well as we'd like them to. I know that I just took a BRB not that long ago, but I actually have to do another quick AFK because I'm drinking like twice the amount of water as usual. So I need a quick bio break. I'm going to do that, and then we're going to do another sprint because I promised we would do 2 fairly quick sprints. And I'm really enjoying this scene. I'm going to get further into it. I think the extent of my linguistic genius goes into making stupid Twitch chat comments. If that's how you want to use your brain power, leader, you're welcome to do it. You can use your good words for the power of good, or you can use them for the power of evil. It's up to you. I ain't gonna judge. All right, give me two. Leader, thank you for the lurk. Please enjoy the shadows. Or say screw it and go in between good and evil. Yeah. Yeah. Be morally gray with your words. Do it. It's the most interesting thing. I can't word most days when I have to work, but my good language comes out in my stories. Yeah, I mean, you have a certain amount of, like, mental energy to use for the day, and once you've used it, I think language is like one of the first things to go, in all honesty. Gotta feed the puppers. Oh, Shy Revenge, give the puppers scritches for us. Gotta give those puppers some love. Woof, how was your morning? I know you're off for the afternoon, so enjoy your break. Shy Revenge, did you give the puppers some scritches? Are they doing good? Are they happy? We are gonna get ready and do another sprint here. I don't know how long this story is gonna be, but I never know how long these are gonna be. They're stuffing their faces. Aww. Hang on. Gotta fix my I have a little mat under my desk to protect the carpet, and then sometimes it bunches up against the edge of my desk, which is... I need to clean my screen. I just did that the other day. It's easy, because you look at it every day, it's easy to not see how it gets dirty, and then one day, one day you sneeze, and then there's a clean spot, and you're like, oh, that's a lot of dust on that screen. True story. Alright, let us set the timer again and get some more words in. I don't think I've cleaned it since I changed rooms. I used to try and clean mine like every week, and then I fell out of practice, and now I'm lucky if I do it like once every 2 months. I also apparently can't spell today, so... Back to the flow. Heck yeah. In the same way with parts of my mystery, unsure how long each part will be since the book will be in entries rather than chapters. Yeah, I almost never... Sometimes I have an idea of like, I think this will be 3,000 words, I think this will be 4,000 words, but I almost never know until I get to the end. That's why I tend to have like scene goals for the day instead of word goals for the day. No word, it's not a question. What the heck? on, 204 words, come out. Do the dance of summoning those 200 words. You can do it. It's coming. They're coming. Oh, Shy Revenge, that was amazing timing. You said that just as I hit the save button. Save your work, friends. I write on Word myself. Just plain old Microsoft Word. Google Docs does autosave, I know. But I've never really fallen in love with Google Docs the way other people have. I don't find it as streamlined as Word is for me. That said, Word is supposed to background save every 10 minutes. I just don't trust it. I would rather manually save. Especially because it doesn't bring over that autosave into... It's weird how it works, so you do have to hit the save button just to make sure that it actually does the thing. But even if you are writing on something that autosaves, you should every now and then just hit that button. I see Wolf using that keyboard emote. I need to commission someone to make one for me, a proper one. Yeah, that's one of the things that I don't like about Google Docs too, is if a document gets long enough, it can lag really heavily. But the useful thing about Google Docs is also the history, right? It shows you the document history of all your changes, which is really nice. But again, it can get really laggy. I've done editing for people in Google Docs before, and sometimes we have to split the manuscript because it eventually just has so many notes in there that it just won't turn on for like 10 minutes. So, for me also, the version of Word that I'm using is free for me because I got it when I was a student. So, but of course, again, everyone has their own tool that they like, right? So if you like Google Docs and it works for you, cool. Nothing wrong with that. Hey, Bob Watkins, how are you? What are you up to today? Break time. All right, we're up to 1,615 words total, and I'm quite happy with how this scene is going. I seem to remember that I planned an ending for it, but I may have gone off track for that original ending, but we'll see. How many words did we do this sprint? 853. Nice. Did more than last sprint. Always good. Move my mic closer. 2 projects down, 1 to go, then ready for the weekend. Nice. Yeah, I have 2 big things left to do before the weekend. One is this prompt that we're writing right now, right here. And then I have to write a blog post after stream. I have no idea what I want to blog about this week, so it's going to be interesting. Ooh, we gotta stretch. We gotta stretch. Oh, yeah. Ooh, it's a well-timed one, too. And we gotta hydrate. Water for Halo Banshee. Up to 685 words for Lottie's first entry. Nice! Going very slow. Hey, Autumn Queen, speed is not the most important thing. Getting those words down is the most important thing. Ooh, I have dropped something on my shorts, apparently. Sorry. Speed is not everything. The most important thing is just getting those words down. Don't worry if it's going slow or if it's taking time. Sorry, I'm gonna try to get my camera to not be yellow again. Nope. Don't worry if it's taking you a lot of time. Every word is a win. That's the most important thing, is that you're getting words down. I thought you said, did you stretch? And I was like, I did! Did the stretch with you? Yes! Nice. Perfect. I can read, I promise. Need only 147 words. Ah, you got this, Shy Revenge. You're gonna get those down. Building a flat pack furniture. Day 3 of 3. Uh-oh. Building furniture is one of my least favorite things because I'm so bad at... I understand why they don't put, like, written word instructions a lot of the time in, like, booklets for furniture anymore, because it's just easier and more universal to show pictures. But I feel like the pictures, like the diagrams, are never clear. Like, I never know... It's like, I have an exercise bike which I put together, and it was fine. It went together really easily. But it never really clarified. There's one set of little wheels that you can basically roll the bike up onto to move it throughout the house because it folds up. I never figured out which side, if that was supposed to go on the front or the back. So I just kind of put it where it felt the best for me and let it go at that. But I always feel like those diagrams have like arrows pointing all over the place. And I'm like, am I doing this right? So good luck. I hope they go together easily for you. Tended to delete one of my tabs in my notebook since it's becoming obsolete, but at the same time, I don't want to since it's just my creative writing and I print after a certain amount of time. I mean, you could just kind of archive it, right? You could just like move it to a space where it's not in the way, but you're not necessarily adding to it anymore. I know I have sort of archives of like previous drafts and old notes and things like that, so that if I ever need a reference, I can go back and look at it, but I'm not necessarily actively updating them, if that makes sense. Once upon a time, I had my entire journal of creative writings in one document. Once upon a time, I could do that too. Like, with each project would just have, like, one thing. And now it's like, no. It's just too much. I would say plot outline, but I don't do that crazy nonsense, but slowly regretting it. Honestly, I have projects where I plan a lot and projects where I just kind of am like, all right, what am I writing today? This is what I'm writing. I'll make it make sense at some point. So I get ya. For me, it's also whether or not to make a part consistent of multiple entries or not, depending on how long they are. I mean, I would say to worry less about length and more about, like, what makes sense to group together, right? If it makes sense to group it together, then let those be grouped together, if that makes sense. Like, group things together based on what is logical. Lottie cuts out a bunch of the days if it's not important story stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you wouldn't want to have a bunch of journal entries that are like, today, nothing happened. Today, also nothing happened. Today, I ate pasta. It was not exciting pasta, but I liked it. In all fairness, I can't remember how to plot and which version of plotting would work with my way of attempting to write. Honestly, I think... again, this is where one of those, like, there's no one-size-fits-all way for writers to do things. Like, if you've tried plotting and it just doesn't do it for you, and just writing off the cuff is what gets you through, like, there's nothing wrong with that. I would say probably, like, I would say overall, I guess I should say when I pants, like, when I just write whatever without really playing it out, my editing is always harder because there were things that I, like, changed midway through or didn't account for, that planning might have, like, saved me from having to change. So there's more to keep track of in that regard. But at the same time, like, when I do outline, I don't always stick to my outline, right? If something comes up off the cuff that feels good to do and it wasn't in the original plan, I do it anyway. So... it's just easier to kind of track where I went off the rails. And really, I have projects where I meticulously plan and I try to account for everything ahead of time to save myself some trouble. And I have projects where I just open a document and I'm like, all right, this happens. And the next day I'm like, and now this happens. And I like both methods, like, depending on the type of story and how big it is or how complicated. Like, I like having simple stories that don't require me to have an insane amount of plot outline and I can just jump in and do whatever and it keeps me feeling fresh. But then I also have moments on my outline where I literally write something happens and I never figure out what happens until the day I sit down and I'm like, all right, brain, something happens. What is it? Fill in the blank at last. So, I think just whatever works for you. Long version, short version, do whatever works for you, right? If you don't think plotting would help you, then it would just be a waste of your time. In fairness, journals tend not to be huge books, so if you're wanting it found, you'll just write the interesting stuff. Exactly. I've been using Scrivener's split screen to keep my outline and current scene up at the same time. That makes sense. I have two monitors, so I do something similar. I have my notes on one screen in case I need to refer to them, and then I no longer know how I ever functioned without two screens. But yeah, the split screen function works just as well. Oh my goodness. This scene is only 1,600 words so far, but I feel like I've crammed so much information into that. It feels like it's longer. I don't know if that makes sense. It feels like it should be longer. But these are characters that I'm really familiar with and really used to writing and have a really good handle on their settings. So maybe that's why. Maybe it feels like I'm just writing really efficiently. Since I didn't take much of a break last time, I want to take a tiny bit of a longer break this time and just mention a few things. Lots of times I use this space to promote myself and my projects, but I want to take a little bit of time to promote some things that other people are up to. So first and foremost, I'm gonna pop over here. I mentioned earlier on stream, my husband yesterday participated in this. It was the Hunt-a-thon for Women's Rights. It started as a 12-hour stream. It worked its way up to a 24-hour stream, but they only did 20 of those hours yesterday before they finally needed to take some rest. But this is a fundraiser that my husband and several of our other friends, ATM, Zero, and Paytop Skiddly Bop, also Twitch streamers, are working on. Let me just give them some quick shout outs. GH0's P-Upper. Oh no, can I spell Paytop Skiddly Bop? Wait, hang on. It's here. Here we go. I was like, how am I gonna remember his name? They have raised $1,000 so far. I believe the original goal was 500. So they've blown away their goal, but this is going to remain open, obviously, today and tomorrow, at least, while they're finishing up that stream. This is for the Center of Reproductive Rights. There's some information about that campaign there. That they're a global human rights organization of lawyers and advocates who ensure reproductive rights are protected in law as fundamental human rights for the dignity, equality, health, and well-being of every person. They are international. Andrew did say that he chose this one specifically because they have reach internationally. So if that is something that you feel strongly about and you have a couple extra bucks you'd like to send that way, please feel free. And I believe probably sometime tomorrow morning, those gents will be streaming again to finish up that last bit of that fundraiser. So check that out. And then I want to see if this one is still running. My friend Flutterdye was also raising some money for Pride Month. I'm not sure if she has closed out her campaign. So let's check that, because if it's still going, I want to plug that as well. The donate button is still live, so let's shout this out as well. This is for Pride Month. I'm not sure when she's planning on wrapping this up, but my good friend Flutterdye has been raising money for the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project, very, very good charity. I've done a lot of drives for them in the past as well. They work with LGBTQ plus youth. Especially, I know that one of their big goals is suicide prevention, but also they give a lot of support to the community. There's, again, about the project here. Donate before Flutter remembers to close it. Exactly. The Trevor Project is the world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning LGBTQ young people. They work to save lives by providing support through free, confidential suicide prevention and crisis intervention programs on platforms where young people spend their time. A 24/7 phone, lifeline, chat, text, and through Trevor Space. They also provide public education, engage in advocacy, and develop research. I highly, highly recommend, again, if this is something that you're passionate about, if you have a couple extra bucks, obviously, please don't feel obligated to donate to either of these charities. And also, if you're struggling right now financially, if you need every dollar in your bank account, you keep that money for yourself, because you need to take care of yourself first and foremost. But if you have a couple extra bucks that you're looking to throw at a community for some support, here are two great community fundraisers, people that we interact with here on Twitch a lot, that you can throw some money at. They'll super appreciate it. Especially, I know Flutter has been going through a lot this month. I know she wasn't able to do quite as much fundraising as she wanted, so if we could throw some last-minute donations at her, I think she'd be really, really pleased. But I just wanted to take some time to mention those things. Efforts by members in our community who are, you know, just trying to put it out there, pay it back. Also, for Flutter's campaign, she has said she will match up to the first $500. So if we can get her up to that $200 mark, she'll actually be donating $400 to the Trevor Project at the end. So that would be awesome as well. So yeah, I won't I won't take too much of time that is supposed to be devoted to writing to talk about that, but wanted to mention, shout out those people who are doing that good work. I know the guys who did the Hunt-a-thon yesterday, they put a lot of energy into that stream. They're very humble, saying, you know, we're just a bunch of guys playing a game that we wanted to play anyway, but they stuck it out for 20 hours. And I believe that Andrew actually fell asleep, and that was why they had to postpone the last 5 hours of that stream. So I'd appreciate if you just check those out. Or alternatively, check out those awesome streamers. They're all variety streamers. Most of them do games, but Flutterdye also sometimes does crafts, cosplay, that kind of stuff, and she and I sometimes play games together. So if you check those people out and give them some support, that's cool too. Andrew and Peyton were dying to monsters in ways that they normally would not. Thank you for signal boosting. Well, of course. Obviously yesterday I did a lot of signal boosting as well, and we raided into the stream. But I just, as someone who cares very passionately about both of these subjects, I just want to put those things out there, let people know that it's going on, and thank the members of our community who are putting their time and effort into that, because you guys might have been 3 guys playing a game you wanted to play anyway, but you marathoned for 20 hours for the benefit of your viewers and your cause, and you deserve at least a little bit of credit for that. The Hunt-a-thon for Women's Rights Charity is still open for a couple days. Yeah, Andrew did say that he was going to leave it open for a couple days, even though you guys were planning on doing the whole 24 hours yesterday. So again, I don't know when Flutter's gonna close that other one either, so if we can cheeky sneak a couple of extra donations her way, I know she'd appreciate it. Neo, hello from a hotel. I wasn't expecting to see you today. How are you? We are in talks about how we can finish the last 5 hours sometime in the next few days. You guys will sort it out. I have faith. I know you will figure it out. Schedules will align for sure. Oh my goodness, that was a that was a long spiel, but a worthwhile one. Oh my goodness. I know I probably am not supposed to talk about it, but I know we have another charity drive coming up at the end of August, which I'll actually be participating in. And I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be for Doctors Without Borders, which is another thing that I, again, am passionate about. So I don't think I can say a lot about that right now because I don't think any official announcements have been made. But look forward to that at the end of August. I share a room with a colleague. He's watching right now. Hello, Neo's colleague. I am a writer. I will be clicky-clacking shortly. I hope you're having a good trip. I hope you don't think I'm too weird. Hey, Shy Revenge. Or is that, I assume that hello is for Neo, but I'm stealing it. It's mine now. Let's get our brain back in word mode. Everything adjusted on my desk here. Okay, that's enough hellos that I'll share a few of them. I am gonna do something I don't normally do, but I'm just gonna walk away from my desk for 1 minute and check the temperature. Because again, I don't want my computer to explode if it gets too hot in the house, but I don't think I need to plug in the portable unit yet. I think I'll be okay. We're good. We're good. We can keep going. I don't want to turn on... I will turn on the portable air conditioner if I have to, but I don't want to turn it on during stream because I'm afraid it's going to sound like an airplane is taking off on the stream if I have to turn it on. I have no idea how loud or soft this thing will be or how sensitive my microphone will be. So I'm just kind of like, please don't descend to the 7th pit of hell until after the stream. Be careful, it's my boss. Well, hello, Neo's boss. I've heard lots of good things about you. Save your work. Do that. I have that problem with my laptop. Need to adjust some stream settings. I've been recording stuff with the laptop sitting on top of a box fan. Oh my gosh, our friend Vinyl, hang on, I'm gonna move my microphone back for a second. Our friend Vinyl used to do crafting streams from her laptop, and she started calling it her potato laptop because she would put it like on top of, she would put it like an ice pack on top of a fan, right? And it was like waterproofed. And then she would put the laptop on top of that, and the laptop would still like overheat on her. And it was awful. So I get it. Also, Lomi, I read your newsletter yesterday, and it was very timely. You were saying that your AC was fixed because we're not getting ours fixed until Wednesday. So, although I think you live in a much hotter area than we do as well. So, but I have a portable unit that the company lent us, and I know I'm gonna need it this afternoon. I was just like, I hope I can get through it. Watch me turn it on and it'll be like whisper quiet, but I'm just like, if it sounds like an airplane taking off, I don't know how I'll manage it on stream. Neo deserves a raise. I agree. Neo works hard. We gotta behave just a little teensy bit. Word time? You're right, Shy Revenge. It is word time. Mine gets running like a jet plane. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the reasons I switched from a laptop was because I was sick of having to kind of deal with the heating issues. It was pretty bad, but it was like 108 Fahrenheit the week it was out. Yeah. It's been, I think, 90 Fahrenheit is what we're hitting. Let me adjust the music here, guys. Because this one has a lot of talking in it. That was how I learned the thermostat in my studio only goes up to 99. Ouch. I don't want to know what ours maxes out at. It was 28 in the house the other day, and it was not great. All right. As requested, let's do some words. I don't know if I'll finish this sprint, but I think I might get pretty close. I don't think this is going to be a super long one. I don't really have like word goals or word limits for these, so we'll see. We'll see where the conversation takes us. How long-winded these boys want to be. I'm glad you got your AC fixed as well, Lomi. Ours seemed like it was working, and it just kind of crapped out, so. And they were like, for half the price of a new unit, we can fix it. And we were like, no, new unit, please. Thanks for the lurk, Lomi. I don't know why my tongue tripped over that. Enjoy your work. Good luck. I hope it flows for you. I'm doing pretty good, Neo. Aside from not being thrilled that the AC is not going to help us today survive the heat, doing pretty good. Enjoying this scene that I'm writing today. Looking forward to having a bit of a break this weekend. How are you? I know you can't tell us what you're up to for the next 3 weeks, but how's it going so far? How was travel? Traveling before dawn. Got terrible night blindness. Headlights give off bad glare in my glasses. It seems like beams of lights are going to the sky. My mother-in-law has the same thing. She can't drive at night. It's very, very difficult for her. And she used to do it sometimes, but now she's really careful about not doing it. Travel was smooth. We'll drive tomorrow at 3 a.m. Oh my goodness. I can't contemplate 3 a.m. But good luck. I hope the travel is also smooth for you again. It's tricky since I leave the house when it's dark out. Oh no, Shy Revenge. I'm sorry to hear that. I get the, I don't remember what the effect is called, but because I have astigmatism in my eyes at night, it's not the same as night blindness, but when I see like headlights or like street lights or whatever, like any kind of light, it makes that like those long lines that like, you can look up pictures of it, but they're like long light streaks, like that sort of intersect all of the lights. I get that when I'm wearing my glasses, and I've read that it's because of astigmatism. 6 a.m. to noon is my shift. Well, that's not a bad shift, though, because then you get the second half of the day off, right? Yeah, that's what I get with my glasses. But it's not like blinding for me. Like, the lines are thin enough that I can still make out details. But I always have a moment, like, every now and then there's a night where it's just, like, where my vision is really clear and I don't get those lines, and it's like, huh. Like, I always notice. Must be at a company at 10 a.m. Well, good luck, Neo. That's a long day if you're gonna be doing work at 10 a.m. and you're leaving at 3. But I hope the travel goes smoothly. I hope you get there on time. I know you will, because I know you, Neo. Sorry, guys, gotta blow my nose quick. "13 words away, you got this, Shy Revenge. You can do it." They put me on road duty. They think I'm GPS. I mean, if I needed someone to navigate for me, Neo, knowing how meticulous you are, I'd want it to be you too. I would want you to be my GPS. If I couldn't have actual GPS, I would want you as my GPS. I actually looked at the GPS, noted everything, accidents, road construction, etc. that the GPS said was there at the moment, and I made my own traveling decisions. Neo, see, this is why I want you as my GPS. It took 5 hours of driving or of decision making. My goodness, Neo. Do you know the meaning of rest? Don't answer that, because I know the answer's no. Left my water bottle at the kitchen counter. No! Why can't you just summon it with your mind? The number of times I've wished I could just summon something from another room. Hubby giving me kisses distracted me. Man, do I know what that's like. I'm kidding. I love you, Ghost Pepper. 5 hours of decision making. My goodness. Neo, when do you sleep? Luckily, my desk is in the kitchen. Ah, so it's nearby. That's good news. $842 words so far. Nice! Laurel, that's great. 284 for Shy Revenge. Nice! I sleep about 4 to 5 hours. You guys, I'm jealous. I need like 7 hours of sleep to survive. Like 5 to 10 steps away from the sink has been helpful with my Circle water bottle. Nice! 16 more words to the end, Shy Revenge. You got this. Kiki, hello! How are you? What are you up to today? Save your work, friends. break time. I'm really happy with how the scene is going, actually. I think I'm getting close to the end. Probably one more sprint, so looking good. We're at 2,500 words total. Let's see how much we did in that sprint. Where did I start? I started here. 891. Perfect. I think I probably need around 500 or 600 more words, maybe between 5 and 8 to finish this off. So one more sprint should do it. Just found a good prompt. What prompt did you find, the real salties? A cell phone is found inside a sealed Egyptian tomb. Ooh, I do like that prompt. Lots of directions you could go with that. Ancient astronauts theory. Oh my god. Have any of you seen the show Ancient Aliens? Ghost and I used to watch that show as our, like, comedy relief until Ghost got so infuriated with it that we had to stop watching it because he was, like, losing his mind at how insane it was. That show is so funny. The problem is, after a few seasons, they start to recycle, like, all of their theories, like, hardcore. But it's so funny. Ghost's favorite is they had this one guy who wrote a book about how angels, like, interbred with humans to create, like, half angels. And, like, one of the first lines he says on the show is, like, but how do they have the sex? And so for the longest time, Ghost just, that was, like, his comedic line drop was, like, but how do they have the sex? I'm very angry when I watch it. Neo, so is Ghost. Like, hardcore. The number of times Ghost pauses that show to be like, excuse me, this isn't how history works at all. To me, it's very entertaining. And I love it, and I miss it. But I can't force him to watch that show for my comedic entertainment. That would be mean. Yeah, for a while though. There was a while where, and we were like, let's take a break. We can come back to it later, and we've never really gone back to it. I don't know if Ghost has ever recovered enough to watch more of that show, but it was so funny. I liked too how they, every time they talk about the pyramids in Egypt, which is often, they always change the story of what they're for. Like, first, someone was like, they're giant energy generation machines, and then someone else was like, no, they're totally landing pads for spaceships. And it's like, they don't even all agree on what the story is. For anyone who hasn't seen Ancient Aliens, it's basically a group of people, I'm not gonna call them scientists, question mark air quotes, who believe that, like, our entire civilization was essentially founded by aliens that visited Earth. They attribute everything to aliens. They basically believe that humans are too stupid to have figured out anything. Tools, they interpret every story literally. Like, there's a story about, like, the first emperor of China, like, riding a dragon. And instead of, like, believing in metaphors, they just take it literally. And they're like, no, he had a spaceship that was shaped like a dragon. And that's the only explanation for it, full stop. Also, they've, like, gone through the Bible and found, like, the descriptions of, like, biblical angels, which are all super, like, original biblical angels weren't, like, people with wings. They were, like, conceptually terrifying. Like there's one that's basically like wheels of fire, but they interpret that as spaceship engines because they're reading as engineers, right, and interpreting it with an engineer's lens. It's a ridiculous show, but it's hilarious. If you have, like, 5 brain cells, it's hilarious. but it's also bonkers. Like, super bonkers. As a man with a passion for science and religion, this show is incredibly bad. Oh yeah, it's incredibly bad, but there's like 14 seasons of it. Like, they milked that show for as much as they could milk it for. It's insane. I'm really enjoying this diary style writing more than I thought I would. Nice! Laurel, I'm glad it's working out for you. Sometimes it makes it easier. I date my entries as I'm writing, so that way I can keep track of each day's word count. I took like one whole writing class when I was in high school, and our teacher always recommended that as well. He recommended dating your work. And I don't write dates in my like documents, but I keep track of what I write on each day as well, so I know. And I find that very useful. I used to do a bunch of journaling for my character. Damarin actually keeps a journal. It doesn't come up a lot in like the manuscript, but it is something that he does. And I used to write in his journal a lot, but I haven't done it in a while. It's something I should probably do again at some point. I love a good extraterrestrial, but come on, give us humans credits for it. Yeah, like, literally, these, like, in order for the ancient aliens theories to be true, humans have to essentially not be capable of anything. Like, we have to essentially have been controlled and guided our entire lives by aliens. Also, there's a meme of that guy with, like, the crazy hair. He's completely a meme. But there's a scene, literally, where he says, when I go to an alien planet, I will tell them that I'm a god. Like, it's not hypothetical. It's not like, yeah, if I was in that situation, I might be tempted. Full stop. He's like, when I get to an alien world, I will tell them I am a god. And I'm like, okay, so we're not letting you anywhere near space. Like, he's just decided that that's like his life goal. Angels are like one eye with hundreds of smaller eyes orbiting around the big eye, or an angel has 600 wings but no legs, or another one is just a mouth. Yeah, exactly. Like, actually, if you go on Pinterest and look, like, there's a lot of people who have done like fully biblical angel concepts, and they're super cool and terrifying. But like, originally what people conceived of as angels were like concepts, like forces of nature that were impossible to describe, right? Like, they described them in the Bible, but they were like concepts. They weren't really supposed to be like physical. They weren't really supposed to have sensical physical forms. They were supposed to be things that are like on the edge of incomprehension, because these are beings of immense power created by a being of ultimate power. And very, very interesting concepts, I find. But yeah, the idea that they were spaceship engines, I don't usually date my writing, but Lottie was writing this story in a journal diary format, so I kept it that way. Makes sense, yeah, for a journal that you would do that. I'm gonna take a quick bio break. We are getting on towards where I'm gonna have to wrap up stream and turn on whatever that's gonna end up sounding like and eat some food in the vein of taking care of myself. But we're gonna do one more sprint. I think that will bring us to the end of this scene. Which I'm really looking forward to finishing up because I am enjoying it. Angel as us, human, known like Gabriel, are made for one mission on Earth, so they must look like humans. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that if you need to like send an angel to talk to a human, you maybe don't want to explode them by sending Thousand Eye Guy. Doing some editing on some earlier chapters. Nice, Janine. That's awesome. I hope it's going well. All right, I will BRB for our final sprint. We will finish off this prompt, and we'll see about who we can raid. Shy Revenge, you did it! 335 words for the day! Hooray! Ooh, making a sticker notebook! That sounds amazing! Ooh, the timer started without me. After the angel did his mission, he became a servant for the humans in heaven. Not the best job. That doesn't sound like the greatest job. She and her siblings wanted to write down their story for someone to find, so she decided to write it with the dates and everything just for context, in case it wasn't found for like 50 years. That's helpful. Man, did you guys hear... Last thing before I do the sprint, because I know this is a tangent, but one of the coolest things to me about history is that, like, even though our technology changes, humans are humans, right? And we do the same things that we've always done. And so when we were living in England, we went to the British Museum because we had membership, and so we went a bunch of times. And there's a section, I don't remember exactly which section it was, but there's a section where they have a bunch of, like, cuneiform tablets, right? And it's talking about, like, you know, discoveries and, like, the history of cuneiform and writing and, like all that kind of record keeping and that kind of stuff. And it talked about how they found this cache of just, like, tablets, like hundreds of tablets. And it was a business owner he was basically like a snake oil salesman. But he was a business owner, and he got all of these, essentially like letters from, customers that were complaints. It was like bad reviews and stuff. And he just had these like records of these as on cuneiform tablets. And it was hilarious to me, the idea that, like, today we go on, you know, the internet or wherever, we go on Facebook, we go on Twitter, we write our bad reviews. This business is awful, you know, we leave our 1-star reviews, but apparently people did that back in the day with clay tablets too. Like, hey, you screwed me over on this deal, by the way, and I'm not happy about it. And just like all of these hundreds of clay tablets that just had customer complaints on them. So I thought that was very interesting that, you know, sometimes we think that people didn't do the same things that back then because, you know, whatever, resources, technology being different, but humans are humans. And we do the things that we do. And one of the first things that we apparently did with writing was complaining. So there you go. Nice little interesting. I think I actually might have. Let me check quick. I might actually have like a photo. Photos. England. British Museum. I don't know if I can find it like quickly, but it's so funny. I took pictures of when we were there. I took pictures of like the placards as well as the like artifacts, so I'd remember, but I don't remember if I took a picture of the cuneiform. I have tons and tons of pictures from the British Museum. So I don't know if I can find it, but it was so funny. Is it this one? No. looks like a scroll. Oh, this is, I'm in the Chinese wing. We saw so many cool things when we were over there. This section is all, the Elgin marbles, which there's a lot of controversy over the British Museum still having them. Is it this one? No. Yeah, I don't think I can find it. I won't spend too long looking for it because I could literally like scroll through pictures in here forever. But you can probably Google it. It's super funny, just the idea that this guy had like just this entire cache of customer complaints from his writing. It was hilarious. Of course, I have tons of pictures of the Egyptian section as well, because it was my favorite. Tiny, tiny little pictures. Save your work, friends! Now that I've smashed enough words to reward myself with my 5K reward mark of 2 Nook books! Hooray! That's awesome! Rewarding yourself with books, that's such a good idea. Alright. Tangent complete, coffee complete. Let's finish this. Let's finish this! You're a fast typer? Whoops. Oh gosh, don't hit the undo button. Years of practice. I learned touch typing in high school, and I type a lot. I type quite a bit, and before I wrote full-time, I worked in IT, and I had to type a lot, and I had to type up tickets. And I had a coworker that was always completely enchanted by the fact that he could walk over and talk to me, and I could just turn my head and keep typing. He loved that. But so yeah, just practice. And I type by touch, so I don't have to look at my keyboard, like, ever. Now to pull out all my stickers and figure out how in the world I'm gonna set up this sticker book. Good luck, Shy Revenge. I love playing with stickers. That's my favorite thing. The oldest tablet they found was a Sumerian tablet. The guy wrote in hieroglyphs the amount of money he'll get with the taxes. Yeah, I mean, that's what they used. That's what most, like, tablets were about back in the day, was, like, for the most part, they were calculating income. They were calculating taxes, marking off who had, you know, submitted their taxes. There's a lot of that stuff, actually. Fast typer too, but not that fast. You will be in time. I don't even think about it so much anymore. I just think of a word and my fingers make it. Hey, Salties, what book are you working on? What genre, Starborn? I'm currently not working on a book. This is actually just a writing prompt for my blog. It is sci-fi. It's related to my space opera, my Celestial Serenade space opera. But on my other streams, when I'm doing novel work regularly during the week, I'm working on my Aruvalia Chronicles series, which is a high fantasy novel which takes place in a modern day setting. It uses all of the epic fantasy tropes, but puts a bit of a modern day twist on them, sort of like if Middle-earth made it to modern day. So that's what I am in general working on, but today just doing a fun little sci-fi thing to put on my blog. I wish that my camera would not keep turning yellow. My middle school teacher couldn't believe that I could type so fast than the other students in my class without looking. I mean, if you grew up with a keyboard in your hand, like, it is what it is. Kiki, thank you for the posture check. And the hydrate. Cheers. Let us do a stretch. This is perfect because I'm almost done with this scene. Just gotta figure out what I want my final lines to be. Hand stretches. As well. Gotta keep them wrists and fingers limber. Neo, sleep well. Think I won't be able to watch anything on Twitch for the next 3 weeks, so take care. You take care as well. Super appreciate you stopping by. If I didn't focus on the accuracy of words, I personally don't like seeing a whole bunch of squiggly red lines. I'd be faster at typing. I sometimes do ignore typos or misspellings just to get something out and then go back and fix them. It drives me nuts, but sometimes I do it. But I love the fact that we can do keyboard classes that help tremendously and get faster at typing. Indeed. And we've got the hat for Supernatural. We shall wear that for the rest of Strim. Supernatural writer, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope words are flowing for you today. Nice. Okay, I overran the timer a little bit there. I didn't even notice, but we're done. Absolutely finished with this scene. I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. We're at 2,000, not 2,000, I can't read. We're at 3,520 words total for Strem. Pretty good considering I figured there were some cobwebs in my brain needing to be shaken out. Sorry I'm late to the party, got caught up writing a scene and forgot I wanted to join you. Literally sleeping just a couple hours a night so brain isn't firing on all cylinders. No worries, Angelique. Thanks for dropping by. We're about to wrap up, unfortunately, and raid, but I'm still happy to see you. Glad that you were writing. I mean, getting caught up in writing a scene, that's the most important thing. We are going to raid someone, though, who's hopefully also writing, so hopefully you'll have someone to hang out and work with. Save your work, friends. So yeah, we're at 3,520 words for the whole stream. And where did I... Where did I start this one? I don't remember where I stopped last time. I think it might have been here. That seems like too much. Is that where I was last time? No, actually, I think that is correct. So apparently I pulled out all the stops that last sprint and I wrote 1,014 words. I thought I was only going to need like 600. But here we are. We're at 3,520 for the stream. Very happy with that. 988 words. Dang, I got a lot down. You did, Laurel. Kiki 5,081. Nice! I'm glad that everyone's been so productive today. That is what these streams are all about. Let me peek at Twitch and see who's around that we can go do a raid on. Words. Oh, Eli's around. I have not raided there in a while. Birdwin as well. Oh, I'm seeing another ad for something that Chris Pratt is in. He's been doing a lot lately. Dang you. Looks like Eli is doing some Camp NaNoWriMo, so I think we're going to drop over there because I have not rated them in a while. Trying not to dump this hat off my head. So yeah, let's do that. Looks like writing sprints are happening, which is what we want. And I like to spread the love around to people that I haven't seen in a while. This is normally where I say, hey, this is what I'm doing next week. You can catch me on this day and this day. Unfortunately, I don't know what's happening next week. I'm getting a new AC unit, hopefully on Wednesday. That is when we are scheduled for that. But there's a lot of up in the air. I don't know what I'm going to be doing or what is going to need my attention. So I'm not sure when my next stream is going to be, unfortunately. I'm hoping to probably slip some in on Monday and Tuesday when it's cool. Hopefully, when it's supposed to be cooler, knock on wood, and before they come and fix our AC. But if things go totally crazy, then I'll see you at the end of the week instead, hopefully with a working air conditioner. So keep an eye on the Discord and my Twitter. I will be posting when I'm around to do a stream on those days that I go live. I apologize in advance. Next week is going to be a little bit random, but then we should have a couple weeks of more normal, schedulable streams until Ghost and I have a little bit of a trip planned for the end of August. So, not the end of August, the beginning of August, the end of July. Words are hard. So yeah, I apologize about not being able to give you guys any definites, but keep an eye on the Discord, keep an eye on my Twitter. I have to do editing next week at some point, so hopefully I will be able to stream some of it, because I don't like disappearing on you guys. I really hope the heat stays away long enough for you to get your AC fixed. We were really lucky yesterday. It was really cool yesterday. Today it is gonna be hot. I haven't checked the weather in a while, but yeah, it's already pretty hot outside. Saying it's 27°C right now. It's supposed to hit 29. The hottest portion of the day. I've already got everything closed against the heat, and I'm probably gonna boot up this portable air conditioner sometime after lunch to get just enough cool air in here to get me through the afternoon. So the next few days are going to be a bit of a gauntlet, but hopefully it's supposed to rain sometime on Sunday and cool down again. So fingers crossed that we only have a few rough days before they're able to get that AC in. I'm really looking forward to Wednesday night when I hopefully have cool air blowing through my house again. That is my big wish. Fingers and toes crossed. Thank you for thinking of me. Everybody who reminded me to hydrate, reminded me to take care of myself, keep cool. I always appreciate that stuff. And you guys are awesome. It was so great sharing my work with you today. And honestly, I think it motivated me to get words done at a time when I might not have otherwise gotten words done. So that's super cool. You guys are super cool. Let's see. So Eli does not seem to be wrapping up, so let's head over there. Let's get those raid calls. Please feel free to use any emote that makes you happy for the raid call. And I am gonna go get me some lunch and try to figure out what to talk about on my blog this afternoon. For all of you who are writing, I hope the words continue to flow for you, and if you're working on other creative projects, I hope those continue to go well for you as well. Have a fantastic weekend, and until I see you again, remember, you guys are awesome. See you soon!